Today we're making the Drawn Together Me collection, starting with
Clara, appear.
for the gender, she's female. Face is the default. There's no blush or wrinkles, and the skin tone is the first option on the second row. For the hairstyle, she has the sixth option on the third row. And the hair is this light brown color. Actually the same hairstyle and color as my girlfriend Miis from Friday Night Funkin'. Eyebrows are the default at this position. Default for the female, of course. And they're black. Eyes are the fifth option on the ninth row. Oh, you only go down? Okay. Yeah, scroll down from here. And go here. Don't forget them. At this position. And they're this teal color. Nose is the fifth option on the third row. At this position. The mouth is the fifth option on the fifth row. At this position. And the lips are this dark pink color. Now, bodies as follows. Favorite color is purple. Naming me Clara. C-L-A-R-A. And you're done with Clara. Up next is
Ling-Ling.
for the gender, Ling-Ling's male. Face is the fourth option on the second row. Skip blush and wrinkles, yep. And skin tone is the third option on the second row. For the hairstyle, he's bald. Bald! Bald! Eyebrows are the sixth option on the second row. Positions as follows. You almost the max of everything actually. And they're orange. Eyes are the fourth option on the sixth row. At this position. And they're this shade of magenta. No, that's not magenta. Maroon. The nose is the third option on the first row. At this position. The mouth is the fifth option on the fourth row. At this position. Their facial hair? No. Alright, the mole is at this position. Body's as follows. Gonna shrug them down all the way, nearly. Favorite color is orange. And you name your Miis Ling-Ling. L-I-N-G space capital L and lowercase I-N-G. And you're done with Ling-Ling. Next is
Captain Hero.
gender is male. Face is the second option on the third row. Skip blush. For the wrinkles, he has the third option on the second row in order to give him a chiseled jawline. But that's the first time I say that. The skin tone is the second option on the first row. The hairstyle is the first option on the fourth row. And the hair is black. Eyebrows are the sixth option on the third row. At this position. And they're black. For the eyes, he has the sixth option on the first row. At this position. Nose is the first option on the third row. At this position. Mouth is the fifth option on the fourth row. At this position. There's no facial hair, so the body's as follows. Favorite color is dark blue. Name me Captain Hero as follows. C-A-P-T-N space capital H and lowercase E-R-O. And you are done with your Captain Hero Miis. Our next character shall be
Xander.
Whoops. There we go. Alright. For the gender, he's male. Face is the third option on the first row. There's no blush, but the wrinkles are the first option or the third option on the first row. And the skin tone is the third option on the second row. The hairstyle is the fifth option on the second option on the fifth row. And the hair is this light yellow color. Technically it's blonde. Eyebrows are the first option on the fourth row. At this position. And they're black. Eyes are the second option on the sixth row. At this position. And there's this shade of light blue. The nose is the default, and it's at this position. Mouth is the fifth option on the first row. At this position. Body as follows. Favorite color is lime green. And you naming me Xander. Xander. And you're done with Xander, and we're halfway there, guys. Up next is
Spanky Ham.
For the gender, he's male. Face is the second option on the second row. There's no blush or wrinkles. Yep. And the skin tone is the first option on the second row. For the hairstyle, he has the fourth option on the last row of female hairlines. So what you'll do is you'll scroll up. You'll be in male hairlines. You scroll to the bottom of male hairlines till you reach female, and you go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th row of female hairlines, all the way to here. And the hair is going to be this shade of light pink. And they're being used to emulate his pig ears. Eyebrows are the fifth option on the first row. At this position. And they're black. Eyes are the first option on the 8th row. So you scroll down from here. They're at this position. And they're white. The nose is the third option on the first row. At this position. The mouth is the fifth option on the first row. At this position, you gotta make it as wide as possible. Facial hair, which is his pig nose, is the first mustache, and it is at this position. And it is this shade of light red to pinkish. The mole, which is going to help form his unibrow, is at this position. Body's as follows. You just gotta make him as thick as possible. Body's height doesn't change that much. Favorite color stays red. And you'll name your Mii Spanky Ham. S-P-A-N-K-Y-H. Capital H, lowercase a, and lowercase m. That's Spanky Ham for you. Up next is
Wooldoor Sockbat.
For the gender, he's male. Face is the fourth option on the first row. Blush is the second option on the third row. Third row, sorry. I said it right. Okay, anyway. Wrinkles are the third option on the first row. I'm sure about that. I love that sound. And the skin tone is the third option on the first row. The hairstyle is bald. That's a SpongeBob movie reference, by the way. Eyebrows, which are actually going to be his wings, are the fourth option on the fourth row. At this position. Hey, to anyone that watches Drawn Together, does Wooldoor ever use his wings? His whatchamacallit wings? Or is Wooldoor just wearing decorative wings? Let me know. And they are white. The eyes are the first option on the third row. At this position. There we go. And they're lime green. The nose is the fourth option on the second row. At this position. The mouth is the fifth option on the fifth row. Sixth row. Looks right here. At this position. Facial hair is comprised of the first mustache. And it is at this position. And it is orange. It's being used to emulate part of his orange nose. Body as follows. Pause. I'm gonna sneeze. Stand back. There's a mole. Favorite color is white. And you name your me Wooldoor. WOOLDOOR. And you're done with Wooldoor Sockbat. Coming up next is... Oh, before I reveal it, fun fact. Wooldoor is the first character I made out of the bunch of drawn together characters. Anyway, next is...
Foxxy Love.
For the gender, she's female. Face is default. Blush is the second option on the second row. Wrinkles are the third option on the first row, like Wooldoor. And the skin tone is the fourth option on the second row. The hairstyle is the fifth option on the 12th row of female hairlines. My god, I can't believe I counted them all. And the hair in question stays brown. Eyebrows are the fourth option on the first row. At this position. And they're black. Eyes are the fourth option on the fourth row. At this position. And that's it. The nose is the second option on the second row. At this position. The mouth is the third option on the fifth row. At this position. And the lips are going to be this light pink color. No facial hair, so body's as follows. For those who know her, yes, I did try to give her a hat, by the way, but with the sunglasses, but it just wasn't working. Her favorite color is orange. Naming me Foxxy Love. F-O-X-X-Y space capital L lowercase O-V-E. And you are done with Foxxy Love. Up next is our final character,
Toot.
Gender is female. Face is the first option on the second row. Blush is the second option on the third row. No wrinkles and default skin tone. For the hairstyle, she has the first option on the 8th row female hairlines. So when you'll start off, you'll be here. So you scroll down to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th row. Oh, 7th. And the hair is black. Eyebrows are default, and they're at this position. That sounds like SpongeBob music. This is the ukulele. And they're black, eyebrow-wise. Eyes are the 6th option on the 6th row of eyes. At this position. The nose is the first option on the 3rd row. At this position. The mouth is the 5th option on the 5th row. At this position. And the lips are black. Nope, no more. And yeah, you're done with the main meat from there. Body's as follows. Name your favorite color is black. Name me Toot. T-O-O-T. And you are done with Toot. That concludes the Drawn Together Me collection. Thank you all for checking it out, and I shall see you all next time for the upcoming collection of